Okay, I have no specific way of pitching this video, but I just really wanted to go on a rant about the unexplainable dread I got playing certain video games as a child growing up in the early 2000s. Okay, so my first example is one of the most blatant ones ever, and it's the Jimmy Neutron PC games. Now, any average person can take a look at a screenshot of this and be like, why does Jimmy look like this? Holy fuck. But it goes deeper. I want to play a sample of the soundtrack to this game. Here's a song that plays in Jimmy's house. This isn't music. It is a monstrosity. And it's so eerie, and it's so bad. I don't understand it. And I'm pretty sure the developers understood that whoever they got to compose the music for this game really wasn't that talented. And by the sequels, they started using stock music. But another example in the first game is you are guarded as a scooter, doesn't matter, that's just a thing. And you have to do a race inside the school, and since the render distance is so bad, they chose to make the fog just pitch black. So you're racing in the school in the dark, and it's just so creepy for no reason. There are a lot of different settings in the first two Jimmy Neutron games that are just very specific and give off very distinct feelings. But one example is an underwater section in the second game. I'm going to just play a segment of it and just listen to it, just look at it. Now, as a kid, and still as an adult, I hate the ocean. It's fucking terrifying, and I hate just even looking at the ocean. And this segment has the most relaxing music ever. It's almost transcendental, and it's just both terrifying to me and so relaxing. It's just so specific. I probably sound like an idiot. Okay, I'm going to move on to a different game, and this is the Petz series. If you didn't know what the Petz series was, it is a game where it simulates having pets, obviously. You can get cats and dogs, and specifically as a child, I had Petz 3, which was just dogs, and Petz 4, which had cats and dogs. And obviously being a child, like, the idea of taking care of a pet, having a virtual pet is so stressful. The art style just made the animals look perpetually sad all the time, and the game was just quiet. There was no soundtrack. And the backgrounds and the different settings you could take them are so specific and so old, so 90s. And playing this as a kid, it was just, I don't know, it was a lot. Okay, this one is very specific. In New Zealand, there is a company called Eureka Multimedia, and they had a game called 1,000 Full Version Games.
Can you play the Bug Observer?
Yeah, the Bug Observer.
It was a DVD that had a lot of shovelware from 2005, and the games are, as you could imagine them to be, they're just like nothing games, and they're just so poorly made, and it was just depressing. I have a vivid memory of playing this on my parents' computer while a very extreme fire was happening, and I was playing this while the sky was orange, and that's it. That's my memory of this game. Okay, so let's talk about the PlayStation 2. As a kid, my family had this tradition of going to Video Easy. It's like the Australian Blockbuster, and we would rent video games. And I would rent some cool shit, like Digimon Rumble Arena 2 is such a good game. It was so cool. But every now and then, I'd rent like the worst games ever, specifically made by this company. They had a Lassie game that it's so poorly made, but fills me with dread because of the presentation. I don't know how to describe it. And they just had like a Mr. Bean game, like whatever. It's just like a really fun tangent because it feels like such an outdated outdated thing in this current era. Like, as a kid, going to a Blockbuster, renting a game, and being completely disappointed. Like, this was the game of the week. Like, this is what you got, and it was just shit. Okay, I'm gonna move on to an actual PS2 game that I had as a kid. It's very popular, and you're gonna be like, hey, why was this game uncomfortable for you? And it's My Street. My Street. Okay, so to explain what My Street is, it's basically like Mario Party, but like it looks weird as fuck and it has a campaign. I'm not gonna lie, this game actually held up pretty good when I was little, and it had a lot of unique mini games, but that's not important. What's important is the campaign stressed me out as a kid so much. There are no invisible walls, so if you go out too far, your mum will literally yell at you.
You may not wander so far from home. Get back here now!
And I'll be honest, as an autistic 7 to 8-year-old, it was not cool. And there's a point in the campaign where you go to school, and if you don't have enough money, the bully will be mad at you and you get a game over. So I didn't really get that far in the game, but the minigames were cool. Okay, so I don't know how I'm meant to end this video. This was just me ranting in the microphone for like 6 minutes. Thanks for watching, I guess.